This is Talk Business and Politics with Roby Brock.
Conner Eldridge is the Democratic presumptive nominee for the U.S. Senate this year. The former U.S. attorney, banker, and businessman is making his first run for office, challenging incumbent Republican Senator John Boozman. Welcome back to the program.
Thanks, Roby.
Good to have you as always.
Thanks for having me.
You doing well?
Doing well.
You've been in 75 counties. Welcome to the club. I go to 75 counties all the time. So are you tired?
Working hard. We're just getting warmed up. I'm ready to go.
I like it. Let's get your reaction to the Republican convention this past week. What were some of your takeaways, or maybe your biggest takeaway?
Well, I think, all conventions are kind of a charade and an act, and that's why they annoy me, and that's an equal opportunity comment. And so, there's a lot of production, there's a lot of rhetoric, there's not a lot of real solutions. They all start out in their speeches and say, we're going to start with the facts, and then they immediately go to political rhetoric. And I'm in this campaign to talk about real solutions to real problems, and conventions and all the political flowery speeches distract from that, in my opinion.
You're expecting something similar, just on the Democratic flavor in Philadelphia?
Like I said, I'm equal opportunity. My opponent was in Cleveland. I've been in Arkansas this week. I'm staying in Arkansas this coming week. I need to be doing what this campaign is about, talking to voters in Arkansas. That's what we're focused on.
Let's talk about your poll numbers from the latest Talk Business and Politics Hendricks College poll. We've got you a little bit behind John Boozman there. Our numbers are 51-29. Maybe that gap's closed since the end of June here, but clearly you know you are going to be working from behind on this election. Where are you going to get this big momentum push to close that gap?
Well, I've never been afraid of a fight, and this is a worthy fight. The critical issue in this race is leadership. Our campaign is showing leadership on issue after issue. Senator Boozman is nowhere to be found. And, Roby, it's really not a surprise at this point. I think most voters have not heard of either one of us. And if I was in his shoes with 45% of the voters not knowing him after he's run for office numerous times in this state, I'd be concerned. I'm excited because our campaign is just getting started with introducing ourselves to the voters, and that's something that we've got a long runway on. I've been to all 75 counties. I'm going to continue to, and we're going to continue to take this case to the voters, and I'm confident from the voters I've talked to that they want real leadership, energy, hard work, a true advocate in the Senate. That's what I bring to this race. That is not how Senator Boozman has done the job.
Senator Boozman is sitting on a pretty good pile of cash right now. Campaigns are cash intensive there. I think he raised close to $600,000 in the second quarter, probably got about a little over $2 million in the bank. I haven't been able to find your FEC report. I know how the process works, and I know it's in the works, but tell me what you raised in the last quarter and where you're sitting.
It's up. The FEC report's up, and one of the first things I'll try to do in the Senate is to make that more transparent. I don't know why it's the way it is with the folks in the Senate.
I haven't seen the number yet. Can you tell me what it was?
Sure, yeah. Definitely. We raised about $250,000.
Okay.
We've got over 300-something cash on hand.
Okay.
We knew he was going to have more money than us getting into this race. Half of his contributions have come from PACs. Over 80% of mine have come from.
PAC money?
I am taking it.
Okay.
Individuals in Arkansas have funded our campaign, though. And if you look at people in Arkansas, I walked in somewhere in Perryville the other day, and this woman said to me, we're not dumb in Arkansas. We know that when big money in Washington funds a candidate, they are getting something in return for that money. And I like you because I can tell your campaign is about working hard, traveling this state, and talking to voters in Arkansas. So we knew this was going to be a fight, Roby, but this is a worthy fight for those reasons.
Are you going to put any personal money into the campaign?
I think we're going to compete. And we're going to do
What does that mean?
I don't know at this point.
Maybe.
I can tell you that I'm thankful to have the support of lots of Arkansans who have donated over $1.3 million to our campaign, and I'm deeply appreciative of that, and our campaign depends on friends to come together and do this. I can't do it alone.
Let's talk about, you have made some issue in the last week or so about John Boozman's travel schedule. You say that he has been to 125 trips to 53 foreign countries. I have pursued this story. I may not have let you know that I've pursued this, but I do think that when you look through where some of those stops are, he's going to multiple countries in one trip. It's not like he went 125 times and 53 different trips. Is that a little misrepresentative in terms of the way you've positioned that?
He's been to 53 foreign countries. If you add up his numerous trips to places like France and Germany, then the total is 129. And so I think it's fair for this to be an issue in the campaign, and I'd like to hear him comment on this and justify this. And the real issue is, Roby, you know, if he had been doing his job in Arkansas and traveling the state and talking to voters in this state, then that would be one thing. He might have an argument here, but he hasn't been doing that. He has chosen to go to all these other countries instead of being here in Arkansas, and I have a major problem with that. If you want to be a U.S. Senator from Arkansas, if you want to be reelected to the U.S. Senate, then you ought to travel the state and talk to the voters before you go overseas.
All right, you got about 30 seconds left. What are you going to be doing, let's say, for the next, between now and Labor Day? Where are you going to be
Now
doing?
and Labor Day, we're going to be everywhere. We're going to continue. We've got our 1953 red Dodge debate truck, willing to debate him anytime, anywhere. Going to be in Rogers this weekend, and planning to hopefully try to find him. He's a tough guy to find, but we're going to continue to take this message to voters, and we're going to win this race.
Conner Eldridge, predicting he's going to win. I appreciate it very much. Good to visit with you.
Thank you,
We'll
Roby.
see you back before the fall. So.